We are taking you into the news right now with the Fox 45 news feed. It's 11 a.m. after an after-action report on July's mass shooting illustrates a major breakdown in communication between city agencies. What Baltimore residents are saying now that they know the city did not do enough to keep them safe. That same report leaves many questions about safe streets unanswered. We're pressing Monzi about the policy changes they say they're going to make. Plus, do we need age caps for Congress? We head to the social stream to see what you have to say. Fox 45 News Midday starts now.
Live from WBFF in Baltimore, this is Fox 45 News Midday.
Thanks for joining us for Fox 45 News Midday. I'm Patrice Sanders. Continuing coverage this morning, city officials finally released detailed reports surrounding their actions leading up to, during, and after the worst mass shooting in Baltimore's history. It has been nearly 2 months since 2 people were killed and 28 others injured at a block party in the Brooklyn Homes neighborhood. The report shows some officers knew about the block party 3 days before it happened, but didn't do anything about it. Only one officer was stationed in Brooklyn at the time of the shooting. Several other officers were in the area and could have been called, but were not. The report cites communication and decision-making failures from the Southern District Command. Now, as a result, many people were served with charging papers, and the district major has been reassigned. When it comes to the investigation, no one has been arrested for the murder of 2 people during the shooting. The reward is now $88,000. Police also released body camera footage from the shooting. The report, though, still raising concerns about a lack of body-worn camera footage, saying it is a potential policy violation. In the 60 days since the shooting, city leaders have only spent about an hour and 45 minutes across 3 news conferences addressing it for the public. In that time, reporters have had about an hour to ask questions. At those 3 news conferences, reporters from local and national outlets only had the chance to ask 55 questions. In just a few minutes, Shannon Lilly will join us with the push for answers from Monzi's interim director. But we begin with Olivia Dance. She has more on the frustration from community members, including the mother of one of the victims who was killed that day, as many are still searching for answers. Olivia.
The Baltimore Police Department is now admitting they made mistakes. One key finding in this after-action report is that some officers appeared to give little thought to potential public safety concerns before the gunfire erupted. And now residents all across the city are reacting to that report. Take a listen to what they said.
It's incredibly disappointing to hear that. There's no other reaction that you can have.
All them people, more than 100 people was there, and no type of police activity was called at all.
The report reveals key issues with the police department, including staffing problems, decision-making, and communication. According to the report, there could have been other officers deployed to the Brooklyn Day block party, but they were never requested. The investigation also found that the police department knew about the Brooklyn Day block party 3 days before it happened, but at one point they said they didn't. The block party turned into Baltimore's biggest mass shooting, killing 2 people and injuring 28 others. One of the victims killed 18-year-old Aaliyah Gonzalez, and no one is taking the report more seriously than Aaliyah's mother, Crystal Gonzalez. The report only reignites the hurt of her painful loss.
I nurtured her entire life, and I raised her great. I feel like we did a great job. I told my husband that before the shooting. I looked back after she graduated. I said, we did a good job, babe. I don't get to see her married. I don't get to see her starting a family. I don't get to see any of that. It's so hard for me to understand that at 18, that's it, no more. That's all you get.
Mrs. Gonzalez hasn't said what's next for her, but she says the heartbreak she feels won't stop her from holding those responsible who, quote, dropped the ball that led to her daughter's death. For now, reporting in Baltimore, I'm Olivia Dance, Fox 45 News, Midday.
While BPD admits failures, we haven't seen the same level of accountability from the mayor's office of neighborhood safety and engagement. Monzi confirms Safe Streets employees mediated 5 incidents said to involve guns the night of the shooting, but stopped short of addressing where those incidents took place or how they related to the shooting. Fox 45 News is questioning the interim Monzi director for more information regarding the group's role that day. Shannon Lilly joins us now with what we're learning.
This after-action report does confirm what we've been reporting all along, but there are still several unanswered questions in terms of how Safe Streets operates and what's expected of these violence interrupters. What we're learning specifically in regards to the Brooklyn Day mass shooting, we're going to put that information here on your screen. Take a look. What we're learning is that Safe Streets knew of tentative plans for the block party at least 1 month before the event. And by the end of June, they'd learned the block party was happening on July 1st. That information, though, was never communicated to anyone inside City Hall or Baltimore police. Right now, the Safe Streets workers don't have policies in place for notifying anyone of a potential threat. Monzi says the 5 conflicts mediated by Safe Streets workers prior to the shooting, which did involve some weapons, were not out of the norm of their daily course of duty. Now, we asked Monzi's interim director where those mediations took place and if there's any indication that those people involved in the mediations were either victims or suspects in the shooting. Here's her response.
I can't say whether these incidents involved victims or suspects in the incident, but what I can say is that from thorough conversations with our staff, these incidents were considered mediated, and so there was not an indication that this was a scene that was about to boil over.
Meanwhile, we do know changes to reporting policies for Safe Streets workers are now in the works. Like when an event has more than 50 people in a Safe Streets zone, if there are known groups who have had previous issues at the event, or if there's a suspicion of people with multiple weapons in one place, like at the Brooklyn Day event.
We want to make sure that we're able, moving forward, to have very strong intelligence between Safe Streets and the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Safety and Engagement so that we have the proper situational awareness.
Now, when that will happen remains the question. Monzi leadership says they hope to start implementing these changes in the coming weeks. Of course, we'll continue to follow up to see if that is, in fact, the case. Reporting from City Hall, I'm Shannon Lilly, Fox 45 News, Midday.
For our extensive coverage on the Brooklyn home shooting, the after-action report, and all of our previous reporting, head to foxbaltimore.com. Still ahead, if you're not sleeping well at night, the temperature in your bedroom could be to blame. The magic number when it comes to the thermostat. With the winter holiday travel season fast approaching, there is talk of a strike among airline workers, the demands some flight attendants are making. And growing concern about the health of Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell after he appears to freeze a second time. The video that's going viral and how his team is responding.
And we're getting ready for a beautiful day as temperatures reach the upper 70s and the low 80s. But it really starts to get hot as we head into next week. I'll let you know what to expect for the holiday weekend in my Weather Authority forecast.
Fox 45 News, winner of 16 2022 Regional Emmy Awards, more than all other Baltimore news stations combined.
11:09, taking a look at your social stream. Lots of concern online after Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell appeared to freeze up again during a news conference in Kentucky on Wednesday. Take a listen.
What are my thoughts about what?
Running for re-election in 2026.
That's
Did you hear the question, Senator? Running for re-election in 2026? All right, I'm sorry, you all. We're going to need a minute.
Well, the 91-year-old paused for more than 30 seconds, but then recovered and responded briefly to a few more questions. It is the second time in recent months McConnell has frozen. A spokesperson says he felt momentarily lightheaded, adding that he feels fine, but he will see a doctor. The senator has fallen multiple times this year and suffered a concussion. Here's what you're saying. No way this happened again. And in response to a question about whether he'll run again, McConnell is obviously not well. Where are the people who love him? Good grief. Another response, Mitch McConnell isn't well. Joe Biden isn't well. Dianne Feinstein isn't well. John Fetterman isn't well. This is all just very sad. As a general rule, no one over 80 should have jobs this important. Voters ultimately hold the blame, though. Well, ahead of the busy holiday season, travel season, flight attendants at American Airlines have voted to strike. They are fighting for a new contract with pay raises and more staffing on flights. Just last week, the airline reached a deal with pilots that gives them a 21% raise and a 46% raise by 2027. So here's what you think about it. I hope the unionization movement reaches all facets of American life. We made a middle class with unions. Time to restore some equity for Gen Z and beyond. Another one, Spirit tickets are about to skyrocket. Well, it is video that is not for the squeamish. Doctors in Australia have removed a parasite from a woman's brain. This was in her head. The woman developed mysterious symptoms and then had surgery last year, but it is just now being written about in a medical journal. Doctors say the worm-like creature was the larva of an Australian native roundworm, which lives near carpet pythons. Now, the patient lives near a carpet python habitat and forages for native vegetation. So doctors think she came into contact with the worm while she was foraging and then unknowingly ingested it, and then it just swam around in her head, in her brain. My feeling exactly. Good grief. I can't believe this is a true story. And another one, oh, look, it's my actual nightmare. Well, still ahead, a California mall is implementing a controversial new visitor policy for unaccompanied minors, how it compares to similar rules at other malls like the ones here in Maryland, and continued concerns about school bus routes in Howard County, why the district says there aren't enough drivers and when more will arrive, and whether that's going to be enough. That's all coming up. And later today at noon, it's Karamo. Then at 1 is Cherry, followed by Hot Bench at 2. 11:13 now on Fox 45 News Midday. 11:14 now, and taking a live look over Towson, where temperatures will be below average today. Coming up in about 5 minutes, meteorologist Amy Aronson is tracking the heat wave that will bring us temperatures in the 90s. As students head back to school for the new school year, frustration is building in Howard County over transportation. Bus delays and cancellations are leaving some students stranded during the first week of class. Parents tell Fox 45 News that 20 bus routes were suddenly canceled late Monday night, and parents say they didn't find out until 11 p.m.
It's very unacceptable. We got the email saying that the route was canceled.
Finding out that the bus drivers did not practice the route, that is not a good representation of what we're dealing with.
The school system says a new out-of-state bus company doesn't have enough drivers to cover all the routes. The superintendent says this isn't a new issue in Howard County.
The last several years, having 95 to 105 vacancies every year is not acceptable either. So we wanted to implement a different delivery with a different contract that had access to a national body of individuals who could come in and support us as bus drivers.
The superintendent apologized for the issue, saying new drivers are being trained to restore the suspended routes, and there will be a thorough audit of the transportation office. Happening now, the Southwest Airlines Pilots Association will conduct its first ever multi-base international picket. It's happening right now at BWI, as well as LAX, Hartsfield-Jackson in Atlanta, Houston Hobby, and Chicago Midway airports. The picket at BWI will go on until noon. The Southwest Airlines Pilots Association says they've been trying for 3 years to reach a contract agreement with the airlines. The association says Southwest is the last major airline without an agreement in principle and have lost hundreds of pilots to other carriers this year. Also happening today at noon, the Baltimore Police Department will hold a news conference concerning recent arrest. It will take place on East Fayette Street at the BPD atrium. Some of the attendees, Acting Commissioner Richard Worley, Mayor Brandon Scott, and State's Attorney Ivan Bates. 11:17 and now to today's talking point. A mall in California is implementing a new policy for kids. They have to wear an ID. The tentative plan for Moreno Valley Mall will require unaccompanied minors to register their names and their parents' names along with their addresses, phone numbers on the mall website. They'll also have to sign a pledge agreeing to follow the code of conduct and wear a photo ID when they're in the mall.
I think it's pretty good that they should do that. I mean, I don't see why not.
Better security, honestly. That's all they need to do, because it's not really the kids, it's just no one's supervising them, so that's pretty much it.
Well, the mall is hoping to implement this new policy by the Christmas holidays. Many malls in Maryland have visitor policies for minors, but at last check, none required visitors to wear ID badges. Mark Clark with the Be More Lifestyle is here now. What do you think about that?
I like it in theory, but again, it's executing it. You got to have a whole team of people to execute it, you know, and how do you know they're filling out the information correctly? Who's monitoring it? This is like a 3-person, 4-person job.
I know there's so many parts to this. I don't think it's going to work.
Are we being negative?
Work at all? No, I mean, these kids aren't going to register. I mean, and they're not going to want to walk around the mall with a lanyard. Come on now, what teenager wants to walk around the mall with a lanyard? They're not going to do that. And then, like you said, the enforcement part. What's that? Who is going to do that? I know we have a version of this without the lanyard part here in Maryland, and I've been at a mall where the kids weren't supposed to be, you know, there without an adult, and I saw a security guard walk over and say, hey, you know, are you here with someone? And the kids kept walking, and the security guard was like, what could they do?
Okay, no kids at the mall without their parents. There you go. That's the new Mark Clark law.
One kid didn't help his argument. He says, it's, you know, it's not really the kids, it's just no one supervising them. And to the mall's point, that's not the mall's job. So these parents need to make sure that their kids aren't in these stores, you know, wreaking havoc and all that. But I just don't see how this is going to work.
Well, and shout out to the malls. Hang in there, malls.
Well, this all came on the heels of, like, there was a huge brawl in the mall, everybody fighting and stuff. So, I mean, I see why they're trying to do something.
What if they turn the malls into dojos?
Moving on.
No.
Thanks for that. All right, let's go back to something else now. We're talking about Idalia. People right now across Florida, Georgia, parts of the Carolinas, they're all waking up with flooding and power outages from Idalia. You're taking a live look over South Carolina right now. It's beautiful. That is a beautiful shot there, much different than what they saw yesterday. The tropical storm Idalia going through some of the Carolinas right now. For a closer look at exactly where they are and what, if anything, this means for us here at home, we've got meteorologist Jasmine Lomax.
Thanks, Patrice. This video is coming in from yesterday morning. Search and rescue ongoing on Horseshoe Beach. This is in Florida, hit by Idalia. Here's a larger view. You can see all of the water on those roadways, certainly some flooding there, likely storm surge. That's always the biggest threat when we talk about tropical systems. But now the rain has ended in Florida, and that means that cleanup efforts can start to begin. However, parts of the Carolinas still dealing with that rain. Currently, the tropical storm just off the coast of North Carolina, close to Wilmington. But notice that rain does carry into parts of Virginia. It's staying away from us. We will remain nice and dry. And over on the other side in the Atlantic, that's Franklin. It will stay away from us, but we could have some dangerous rip currents this weekend. Idalia will continue to move over the open Atlantic. It'll stay away from us, no longer a threat. However, the chance for those rip currents still a possibility for us here in Maryland. If you're heading to the beach this weekend, just make sure that you are staying safe and paying attention to advisories. 75 for the current temperature and partly cloudy over Baltimore. It's a little breezy with winds out of the north around 17 miles per hour, but across the state, fairly comfortable temperatures mainly in the 70s. As we head into the afternoon, our highs will reach the 70s and the low 80s, keeping us a couple degrees below average for this time of year. Then tomorrow, our temperature is around 83, and the numbers continue to rise 85 by Saturday. The big warm up will follow, and that's the 90s. As we make our way into Sunday and then Labor Day, expect very hot temperatures. Notice on the future scan, not much happening. We'll stay nice and dry, and we keep that pattern over the next 7 days. We are looking at 82 today, 83 tomorrow, 85 on Saturday with plenty of sunshine, then the 90s on Sunday and Labor Day. Even Tuesday, the upper 90s. After that, that stretch of 90s continues into the rest of the week. Back to you.
Still ahead, new jobs numbers show a decline in new hires. How that is impacting the housing market coming up. But first, a car recall to tell you about why drivers of some trucks could suddenly lose control while driving. 11:22 now on Fox 45 News Midday. 11:25 now. Don't miss this. A recall to tell you about. Ford is recalling some of its trucks due to the potential of a break in its rear axle shaft. The company says nearly 42,000 2023 Super Duty F-250 and F-350 trucks are involved in the recall. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration says a break in the truck's axle shaft could cause the vehicle to roll away or have a loss of drive power. Ford says owners will receive notification letters by October 16th, and dealerships will inspect and replace faulty axle shafts for free. New home buyers aren't catching any breaks. Home prices are continuing a steady climb. June was the 5th consecutive month of U.S. home price increases. Prices increased 0.9% nationally. U.S. job creation slowed more than expected this month. ADP reports private employers added 177,000 jobs compared to the 371,000 that were added in July. Economists were expecting 200,000 jobs to be added in August. It is time now for your lunch break. Take your lunch and head outside because it's National Eat Outside Day, also known as Al Fresco Dining. Eat Outside Day encourages you to get some fresh air while you're enjoying your meal. Sounds good. Well, that's all we have for Fox 45 News Midday. Be More Lifestyle is up next. Smart Clock back to tell us what they're working on.
Well, Patrice, it appears a lot of us need to take a deep breath. A new survey is ranking the top things that annoy people, from slow walkers to loud talkers. We'll tell you more about it coming up. Am I a loud talker, Patrice?
You're watching Fox 45 in Baltimore. Now live from TV Hill, this is Be More Lifestyle.
And what's up, Baltimore? I'm Mark Clark, and this is Be More Lifestyle live from Studio A at Fox Baltimore. Lady T is here, along with Grace Freud and April Clark of Girl, God, and podcast host Patrick Doran. Good morning, everybody.
Hello, hey, family.
Let me tell you right now, if you're not sleeping well at night, the temperature in the room could be to blame. According to the CDC, 35% of U.S. adults don't get enough sleep, but tweaking the thermostat could help. A study in the Science of the Total Environment finds sleeping in a room that's between 68 and 77 degrees is the ideal temperature. Ooh. All right, well, let's start with Grace. Grace, what do you think?
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, you just...
That was that.
Oh, there you go.
Grace went a long way for that bit.
Oh, wow.
We just came in, we've been doing a lot of really well on tour. We're pretty rich now.
Oh, you guys are so rich now.
You're balling out of control.
It's hard to.
We have more
we don't have enough
what to do.
It's
like you don't know what to do with it.
You guys want some
treasure?
No, you can have.
You know what? Come on, put your mouth off.
No, yeah.
Oh, this isn't the mouth. All right, this isn't the mouth stuff, actually.
Oh, this is just.
Okay, wait a minute. That's
wow.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay, there's a new hack on TikTok of people getting tan without being sunned. It's not a self-tanner. They're turning to their fridge. Beauty influencers are saying carrots are a way to change your natural undertone. One influencer says she eats 3 large carrots a day to appear more glowing, but does it work? The orange undertone is due to beta-carotene and carrots. Now, obviously, someone white wrote this whole article, and this is a white thing. So let's go to Patrick.
Actually,
beta-carotene with
it wouldn't work for me. I'm completely allergic to carrots.
Oh, you can't even eat carrots.
I can't even eat raw carrots.
Now, Grace can eat coins, but can you eat carrots?
I can pretty much eat anything.
Okay. Do you think the beta-carotene thing works?
I think it's worked for me. Look at how beautiful I am.
That is too rich. And you boil it first, I assume.
Now, April?
I can't eat anything. I'm trying to weigh 5 pounds by tonight for the show.
Okay, there you go.
A lot of people say we're not rich, but look at how much we've got here.
Like that you are.
Yeah. You eat carrots to get your tan?
You guys
Not
can take
at
any
all.
of this.
I don't think I need to. Apparently, I just need money thrown at me in order to get a better tan.
Actual coins Grace has loaded.
I know y'all went to Dollar Tree.
The bit was, she came with the mouth. I saw the mouthful. I knew someone was going to happen.
This isn't a bit. This is an investment. You guys,
this is real.
What do you think about the
one of these coins is an NFT, actually. That you guys.
Have you guys heard of crypto?
What do you think about?
It's like that, but
we're
real.
moving on,
It's getting
kids.
creepy.
We're moving on, kids. What do you think about it? Would you try eating carrots to set up the glow? Vote on our website right now, foxbaltimore.com/vote. When you get to the, when you get to the website, you know what to do. Vote on our website. You can also vote on our app. At the end of the show, we'll see what everybody thinks. Now,
perfect. Yes.
Grace has got in more coins.
Okay.
No,
a new poll says.
I don't really have no.
Wait a minute. A new poll says there's not a lot of annoyed people out there, and I agree. Because I'm one right now. The survey by Cadbury Timeout says getting stuck behind a slow walker tops the list of annoying habits. Also, Grace pulling money out of her mouth is a habit.
Definitely.
Cell phone, speakerphone conversations comes in second. Another key irritant, getting stuck in traffic, forgetting an umbrella in the rain, stubbing your toe, family messing up,
all of these.
So these are things that all annoy. Grace, what annoys you?
Are you? Well, I don't. Are you gay? Are you gay?
Not anymore.
Okay, well that's good because I'm a woman. Do you want to marry me? I'm very rich.
Let me tell you something. Grace is on these bits. Your podcast should be called Unrelenting. You guys like, I got a bit. I'm gonna stick with it the whole time. Yo, this is
that is a
amazing.
Ring, though.
I know. Here we go. Lady T, would you?
Was it in your mouth, Grace? Was it in your mouth?
No, it was not.
Oh, okay, we can do that one.
My biggest pet peeve. I really don't like Protestants. I think that they shouldn't have left the Catholic Church. I don't agree with what Luther said.
All right. Luther Vandross?
No, Luther, the old guy.
All right, so
Patrick's Baptist. He's Irish Baptist.
Oh my God.
So is this the style of comedy you guys do?
Yeah.
I don't know why you keep calling this. I'm just showing off. We're showing off our riches.
Oh,
yeah,
I thought.
You guys aren't a comedy
This is just normal.
I thought we were here because of how much money we have.
No, we're doing the comedy later, but you have to pay for that.
You're a celebrity. I thought it was because you're a celebrity.
Yeah. But we are doing the comedy
Patrick, are
later.
you all connected?
Yeah, I'm opening for them this week.
Okay, so it's a so people at home who are frightened, don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
These are comedians. This is what they're doing.
Coins and they throw it at you.
Yes, this is what they're doing.
You can do all of this.
And so you guys
you can attempt to seduce me and to get some of this good stuff, baby.
There you go.
All right, and so this is
I can fit like
this is what you're going to get when you go to their comedy show. Now, security, now you can come. No,
It'd be lucky they
okay,
should have put a
still
ring
ahead
on
with
it.
the kids back in school. Everybody coming up, we'll keep your floors clean. We'll be back.
Right, at this point.
I'm done reading. What are we reading? Why are we here?
You're watching Be More Lifestyle.
Clean floors for parents and pet owners, that's more of a fantasy than reality. Stacey Bell is here with a new deal on a new kind of mop that can help you keep the dirtiest floors clean. Here's America's Steals and Deals.
The following segment is sponsored by Knocking.
It is so hard to keep the floors clean, and the last thing I want to do when I get home is scrub my floors. This has made a big difference for me. It's the Hover Scrubber Deluxe. It's not like other mops. You know what? I'm just going to show you how it works. Power it on, and look at that. You've got 2 microfiber pads on the bottom. The pads push the dirt in the center, and then, you know, the microfiber grabs the dirt. So I'll show you how dirty these are right there. But the cool thing is you also get 2 more pads, so you can throw these in the wash and just keep it moving around your house. This is a rechargeable battery, so you don't have any cords. You recharge it and you take it around the house and you're good to go. I like this too because it's adjustable for the height, so you can adjust it for different heights. It's great for maybe your parents, a little older, and they maybe have back problems, or if you have a back problem, you don't have to bend over. You just adjust it for your height, push it around, and keep going. And it doesn't just push the dirt into all the little cracks and crevices. It really pushes it into the center and picks it up. So you know how the bathroom and the kitchen can just be a little bit icky? This takes care of that. Right now, we are offering 32% off on the Hover Scrubber Deluxe. Just head over to asadeals.com for this exclusive offer.
Joining us now, comedy duo Girl God, who are performing this evening at Auto Bar. Welcome, April and Grace. So we just met each other, guys. Grace, you okay?
Thanks for having us.
I'm good. All right.
Yeah.
So okay, what can we expect tonight? You guys, it seems like you guys are wild. You seem like you're unpredictable. You know, what would you political? You mentioned religion. What can people expect tonight?
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy show.
We've written for the Eric Andre show, so pretty much we just do his stuff.
Oh, there we go. Well, that's good because it could have been something else.
Yeah, I wrote for.
So, Girl God itself is controversy, so you don't mind dabbling with the
no.
But our entire set tonight is written by our good friend Talon O'Brien.
Our good friend Talon O'Brien.
He's 8 years old.
He's 8 years old. He's like our best friend. He writes all of our jokes.
Now, you know there's a comedian named Talent, though. He knows that, right?
Well, this
he's only 8.
Yeah, he's 8 years old.
There's an old comedian named Talent.
Oh,
really?
yeah?
He's going to have to change his name.
I guess so.
Because Talon O'Brien is like a really big deal.
Yeah.
So yeah, what can people expect? Tell us what we're going to get.
Yeah, the show tonight, it's kind of like, are you familiar with stand-up comedy?
Yeah,
I've heard of it.
Cool.
I've heard of it.
It's jokes, lots of catchphrases, lots of impressions. Can I do an impression really quick?
Yeah.
That's a straw.
I love the fact that you know the premise and then you kill him with the. I see you kill him with the punchline.
I love it.
I love it.
Classic comedy
You guys
duo.
are classic. At first, I thought you didn't talk. When you came out, I was like, oh, this is going to be the old
Penn and Teller.
But no, it's not.
No, I talk a lot, and I'm going through a divorce, and I need someone to talk about that.
Let's just clear the rest of the day. Grace can just talk about the divorce maybe for the news, and that can be all of it.
Do you guys do it together on stage? Is it like boom, boom?
Oh yeah, we do it together.
It's us together. It's both of us at the same time.
It's us for an hour and a half together.
The show's gonna be the show's an hour, and Patrick is opening for us.
Yeah. Patrick could come on. Oh, Patrick's okay. He's opening, so he doesn't get a chance to sit. He doesn't get a chance to sit with the headliners.
Patrick used to be bisexual, but he's not anymore.
That's a good picture of Patrick.
Is that okay to share, Patrick?
They used the right picture of Patrick.
Okay.
Yeah, they used a good picture.
What do you guys enjoy most about it, and why a duo?
About doing comedy?
Much. Honestly, I like ketamine, and that's like my favorite thing about it.
You know, it's so funny. You guys are so smart. I think a lot. You know, it's like it's too smart. Like people be like, what the? But yeah, what do you enjoy about it?
No, comedy. We enjoy making money and getting mad laid.
Yeah.
Those are pretty much the two reasons that we do it.
That's the reason.
Yeah.
And so more money and more that.
Yeah.
How long have you been together?
2.5 years.
Yeah, we've been doing this for a couple of years. We've been, touring all across the country in that time.
Yeah, well, ladies and gentlemen, tonight's you get a chance.
Ladies, gentlemen, and the weird ones. Yeah.
Last night of the tour.
You get a chance to see these two at the Auto
Bar. If you got any of this, bring it.
What's the name of your comedy?
We're Girl God.
Girl Gods. All right, guys. Well, thanks so much, Girl Gods, for joining us. Still ahead is one of Baltimore's hottest shows. We'll take you behind the scenes of Baltimore, the Met Gala. And setting the record straight, Lady T will tell us how Steve Harvey's clapping back against cheating rumors. Are they true? Are they not? Stick around. This show is off the chain. And it's time to spill the tea. Lady T's in the house. Lady T.
Hey, what's up? Okay, hello, fellow tea sippers. Here's the tea. All right, say it ain't so, y'all. Cheating rumors are swirling about Steve Harvey and Marjorie Harvey. So at a recent comedy show, he shut down those rumors. He says they're fine. Their marriage is fine, and they're still going strong. So the rumors were all over social media this past weekend, but no one knows where it stemmed from. Where did it start from? Also, Steve said, he also added that people need to find something else to do. He was like, I don't know what y'all doing, but find something else to do. So everyone can remain calm, because our favorite TV couple is not breaking up. Mark, I was shocked. I was like, I'm so glad he said something, because I was a little nervous there. They're my favorite couple. I love them.
You know, it's interesting. I don't know. Does it help when you say anything, or does it even matter? People just think what they want to think.
He needed to address this, because this was it was looking bad. There were memes. It went viral. So yes, he needed to address it. So did she. Okay, up next, you guys. This is a little bit different kind of news. Rapper Kanye was caught with his pants down. Awkward. Okay, so he and his wife, Bianca Censori, were on a boat ride in Italy, where I would love to be, right?
Yes.
But not with them, apparently, because it looked like his buttocks was exposed.
Oh, really?
So he seemed unbothered about the whole thing. And this all happened just days after residents called for police action against his wife. They say she has been out and about around town virtually naked, constantly braless, and she wore like a skin-tight tan jumpsuit that they're really not happye about. Anyway, many are speculating that this is all on purpose, because Page 6 confirmed that Kanye is releasing an album soon. A source close to Ye says that he's been cooking up in the studio all summer. So maybe call the album Blue Moon then, because he's been mooning us for the last couple of days.
After seeing the picture, they might have to call it Ashy Blue Moon.
It was, it's not even, you gotta get that, there's oils for that, you know what I mean? Like,
but the big story really wasn't that, what really was what was going on.
Yeah, I think there's a lot going on
as far as what they were doing.
Yeah, because I thought, because she was like a little low, she was on her knees, so. Anyway.
Wait a minute, I'm on a boat.
Yeah, on a boat. Up next, because it's keeps pouring, y'all. All right, so up next, Slay All Day the Baltimore way, y'all. The second annual Baltimore Met Gala was last weekend. Fashion, creativity, and the arts combined, showing that Baltimore and fashion are an awesome combination. It was produced by the Finn Group and our favorite Lana Ray. So the theme was elements, and it was at the brand new M&T Bank Exchange building. Baltimore's own Jody Davis showcased her fiery and fabulous designs, Brandon Warren, with all the white gowns. Honestly, literally, it took our breath away. And artist Cole Peace creating artwork with real fire, real flames. It was an amazing job on everyone who was involved. Mark Clark was there too. Mark!
Yes.
I've never been to a fashion show where every piece was a hit. It was amazing.
Let me tell you something. You and Alexa were amazing.
Yo, thank you, darling.
Yes.
You know, I was air and Alexa was earth, so it was.
Yes.
It was good though. What element were you, Mark? Because you were.
I was earth too. I had a live flower in my pocket.
So you had a little live flower there, and we took a selfie together. I wish I would have played it, but yeah.
Yes.
It was an amazing event, so I was so glad. Thank you, Lana, for having both of us, honestly. So that's it for the tea for today. Now, y'all know what to do at home. Y'all got to go sip on all that tea.
And let's now check in with meteorologist Jasmine Lomax. Jazz.
Thanks, Mark. We are taking a look at Hurricane Idalia. This was yesterday. Just notice all of the damage from this storm. Trees are down, falling onto buildings, heavy winds, heavy rain, storm surge, even a few tornadoes reported with Idalia. But now we are starting to see some improvement. We've got a few showers along parts of the Carolinas, but cleanup efforts in Florida will be able to begin as the rain continues to move out of that area. Now, we are looking at much nicer conditions once we move forward into our area. As we take a look at the track of Idalia, it will continue to move over the open Atlantic away from our area, but we could have dangerous rip currents this weekend, so you certainly want to make sure that you are keeping in mind that if you're heading to the beach, and keep watch for those hazards. 75 for the current temperature with partly cloudy skies. Over the rest of the state, mainly the 70s. We're in for a nice and quiet day. Our temperatures will reach the upper 70s and the low 80s, below average for this time of year, but we're in for a warming trend. 83 for the high tomorrow, and then the mid-80s on Saturday, but the big summer-like warm-up comes on Sunday, and that's as temperatures reach the 90s. We'll stay quiet today with plenty of sunshine, and it looks good as we start the day tomorrow. Expect plenty of sunshine throughout the day, and really the entire weekend looks great as we continue with this extended weekend. Again, temperatures will reach the upper 70s and the low 80s, keeping us a little below average. This is followed by 83 tomorrow with sunny skies, 85 on Saturday, and then we jump to the 90s on Sunday. will be around 97 on Labor Day, and that could actually break a record high for the date. 97 on Tuesday, and we continue the stretch of 90s for the rest of the week. Back to you.
This segment is sponsored by American College of Sports Medicine and Elevance Health Foundation, Dave's Killer Bread Organic Snack Bars, National Cattlemen's Beef Association, a contractor to the Beef Checkoff, and National Peanut Board.
Back to school season is upon us, and if you're struggling getting back into the routine, you're not alone. From mealtime tips to ways to keep the family healthy and motivated, registered dietitian Amy Goodson is here with some A-plus ideas. Amy, always great to see you. What are the biggest challenges you have when getting back to school with the kids?
So as a registered dietitian, I know it can be a challenge for parents to find quality information to help support those healthy habits. But one reliable resource is AmericanFitnessIndex.org. So this is a science-based annual ranking of America's fittest cities published by the American College of Sports Medicine and Elevance Health Foundation. So the foundation takes a whole health approach, which means in addition to physical activity, access to nutritious foods also impacted the rankings. So with that being said, I've got some nutrient-rich ideas to help you fuel fall.
I love it. When it comes to choosing nutrition options for our family, where should we start?
All right, we got to start with back to the basics for back to school. So for breakfast on the go, lunch boxes, or after school snacks, the new Dave's Killer Bread organic snack bars are perfect. We know that Dave's is the #1 organic bread on the market, but now they have 3 delicious flavors of bars that are power-packed with organic ingredients, fiber, and nutrition, and they contain no artificial preservatives, ingredients, flavors, or colors. And best part, no high fructose corn syrup or bleached flour. Perfect for fueling your kids. Look for them at retailers nationwide, as well as on Amazon. Then Mark, when it comes to shopping for the building blocks to back to school meals, beef is one of my go-tos because it provides all types of nutrients like high quality protein, iron, zinc, choline, B vitamins, all essential supplies for a successful school year. And we know that kids and adolescents are at a pivotal point for proper nutrition to support growth and development. And beef makes it easy to get those nutrients in. It's versatile. It pairs amazingly with other nutrient-dense foods like fruits, vegetables, and whole grains. So you can check out beefitswhatsfordinner.com for more recipe ideas. And then finally, we got to talk a kid favorite, peanut butter. So we know that peanuts are a healthy, nutrient-dense food that contain over 30 essential vitamins and minerals. And peanuts are actually the highest protein nut. They're a good source of fiber and a good source of good fat. So when we talk about peanuts and peanut butter, they're a kid favorite. PB&J snack peanuts fit perfectly in the lunchbox. As a dietitian, I love them because both peanuts and peanut butter are highly accessible, they're affordable, they're shelf stable. But I would encourage parents to think outside of the box this year, the lunch box, let's say, and do some creative things. Like today I made this cinnamon peanut butter dip. You can pair it with all kinds of colorful fruits and veggies to really help your kids get the nutrients they need with foods they love. So check out nationalpeanutboard.org/recipes for all the peanut goodness for fueling your family.
Amy, always great to see you. Thanks so much for this great information, okay?
Thanks for having me. Have a great day.
You too. Still ahead, a new way to get a tan according to TikTok. We'll tell you about the so-called carrot diet and what doctors are saying about it.